Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warms up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up.
Telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Hi, everybody. It's Friday. Woohoo! Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Don't mind me. I'm almost done with all the pre-show crap I got to do. I've just got to write.
It's got a lot of crap over here, guys. I can't believe he's got any more left. It seems like you got emptied.
Yeah. Well, no. You see the size of this thing? It's not empty.
It's not full of shit, though. I mean, you are full of shit, but not like that.
You see the graphic just below Andy's elbow? Yeah. Right there. Yes, that's it. Right there. Please hit the hearts and the likes and all and the subscribe buttons, all that stuff. Share the link to this show on all your socials and tell everybody you know.
Do it now.
Do it right now. We'll wait.
We'll wait, yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait. Go ahead, because I'm still typing myself.
We have a minute.
Hello, Carol.
Hey,
Carol is
Carol.
watching. Oh. I don't know why.
I have a thing. I have a crush on Carol.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I mean, anybody who walks around with my name on their shirt, I think I
Our
hear
guests are
our
arriving.
Or guest, one of. Come right on in. Bonjour, ça va?
There she is. Jen Snorteland has entered the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we're on?
We're on. It's 11 o'clock, baby.
Oh, man. Benny's on his way in, too.
Okay.
Oh, too bad.
Hello.
All right, so move your drink to your left, if you could, because you
Right
got it.
with my right hand.
Right. You know what?
I write with my right hand?
Bring it over here. Yep, perfect.
That's
perfect.
my right.
Perfect, because, yeah. All right. Did I turn your mic on? Your mic's on. Okay.
Testing.
Jen Snortland's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everybody. Let me go ahead and share this. I know I have a bunch of people tuning in this morning.
Do what you got to do. We'll. We were actually just we're running behind ourselves. Ken Pichelle is watching. We mentioned Carol Miner, who we both have a crush on. I've been crushing on Carol as long as I've known her, basically, which is like
Yeah, I'm not going to try to
800
top
years.
you on that.
I don't want you on top doing that.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Who's on top? Who's on first?
Andy is apparently.
I want to be Lucky Pierre in this.
Oh, Carol said the shirt is going out. It's being sent next week.
You're sending it?
Carol is such a sweetie pie deluxe.
Oh, you know Carol?
We talk online.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I met her
wow.
through the show because I'm such a
Very
popular
nice.
personality.
Well,
I'm
yes.
just kidding.
Obviously.
Well, let me ask you this.
It was obvious to all of
Obviously, I
us.
was kidding.
Well, let me ask you this. Who is Claire Moore? Is that a
That
friend
is
of
my
yours?
best friend. You
Oh.
met her
Oh,
1,000
right, Claire.
times.
Oh, yes, I have. I didn't know her last name, so that threw me. But she's here. She wrote Yahoo.
Yahoo, Claire.
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Wahoo.
Oh, she did
Technically,
write.
it's a
Yeah,
Wahoo.
you're right. She did write Wahoo. Yes.
Wahoo.
Hello, Claire. Why isn't Claire in here with her hotness?
So I told Claire, like, yo, come through because the show's
Yeah.
kind of And she was like...
That's what we were anticipating from
Yeah.
you guys, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, it's me and Benny. It's not going to be like a whole thing. And like, we got to add some oomph. And she was last night out at a New York City terrace bar, like on top.
I
And
thought
then
she said terrorist for a
she
second.
was
She
at a
did.
terrorist bar.
A terrorist bar.
Meeting with other terrorists. And she is on a mission today. No, actually,
mission from God?
she's either hungover at the gym.
Oh.
She's very dedicated to the gym, which has me nervous because at bars, I have to pull her out of bars because she's always like...
I don't understand. What does pull out mean?
So, your poor wife. Yeah, now she's getting stronger than I am. And now I have to go to the gym ipso facto because I have to be able, like, my health goal is to be able to, like, rally her out. Because I've seen her climb a man, use his own body as a ladder. And
Nice.
pummel him down. Yeah, she's dangerous. She's super dangerous.
That's kind of hot, actually.
Yeah, well, she's hot in every way. It's tough being the ugly friend. It's tough being.
Oh, you shut the door.
Oh, don't let him in. I'm just kidding. I love Benny. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Well, how are you? I haven't seen you since we did that show together at the Rodizio,
I think, yeah.
the Churrascara.
Churrascara.
You taught me that word.
Yeah, well, it's I've been going to churrascaras for the better part of 25 years now, so
You love the meats.
I do love the meat. I love getting in my mouth.
Love the meats.
Was it not him?
No, it's him.
Oh.
He takes a lot to get ready. He's
Well,
like,
yeah, he's smoking, so I was like, all right, I'm leaving.
Well, then
I'm going back in.
Why did he knock?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, here he is.
There he is.
Yes.
Yay!
Benny Rizzuti, ladies and gentlemen. Benny Rizzuti is here.
Oh, now we've got the entire Gagoot show here.
The entire Gagoot show.
Good show.
How exciting.
Are you in trouble for being here today?
Why?
Well, you got a family occasion going on today.
Yes, it's my son's birthday.
Happy birthday to your
Happy
son.
Shout
birthday,
out
yeah.
to my son Ryan. And I made sure he woke up early. I was up. I gave him some birthday cards.
No. Cards, plural. More than one
two
card?
One from the cats.
Oh.
The cats insisted that I give him one.
That's weird that they didn't feel like they needed to give it to him. That they relied on you for that.
You're right.
Yeah, because they
It's a
can't
little cold.
drive.
True.
Come on.
But they live in the house.
They're all
you
thumbs.
But they, anyway, yeah,
It did give me
cards
pause.
and some other things. I wanted to see him in the morning.
Yep.
Rock and roll.
And then I'm out of here by what? You're going to throw me out probably before.
Well, yeah, I have to record something at 1, so yes, I am throwing you guys out when we end at 12:30.
Okay, whatever's more
Okay.
important. Like, that's
It's
fine.
12:30.
Well, we end at
Which-
12:30 anyways.
Which that interview is absolutely way more important.
I'm sure.
What's it for?
It's with a band,
A heart cover band.
a hardcover band. The first time they were going to come in, I had to cancel. So when we rescheduled, they had to cancel. So now we're finally getting it together, and we're going to record our interview this afternoon.
Wow.
Yes.
That's really exciting.
Believe it.
Andy, to be honest with you, I would throw you guys out for that too. Because
Absolutely.
I'm a big Heart fan.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like
Quick,
it's
name
it's
3 Heart songs.
Come on.
Exactly. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan.
I am a huge
Barracuda.
fan. I've
He'll
seen
name them.
live.
I have no doubt that you will name 3 Heart songs.
All I
yeah,
want to do
yeah,
is
I
make
will.
love to you.
Yeah, so you get
Did you say watch
What is
dudes
that?
make love to you?
Yeah.
Dreamboat Annie,
2. Oh,
Okay.
good one.
I don't know.
Crazy on You.
Crazy on You, which
Yeah.
is classic in a
Yeah,
lot
Crazy
of movies.
on You. Also, for extra credit, I got one after I think of. All right,
Magic Man.
Dreamboat Annie. Yeah, Magic Man. All right, there's 3. And here's a little bonus for you.
Okay.
They also performed Stairway to Heaven. And they did it for Led Zeppelin got some award.
The Kennedy
Yes,
Awards.
the Kennedy, yes.
The Kennedy Award. And Hart sang Stairway to Heaven with John Bonham's son playing drums.
Right.
Yep.
And
So-
I had told Tony a while back, that is one of my favorite remakes
Yeah.
of any song ever. Ann Wilson is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And,
What a
okay,
voice.
since we're talking about Hart.
Jen
I
is
saw
completely
Hart.
lost.
I saw Hart.
You
with
opened- you
the
put the
2
quarter in.
sisters because now they're
They're fighting.
separate,
whatever.
but
Yeah.
no, I heard they claim they're not
Was Hart the
fighting.
one with like the fat sister?
Well, if you
Yeah.
want to be pedantic about
And
it,
She
sure.
was. Yeah.
and put on some weight, but she's
not-
got a
yeah.
voice.
It's amazing.
It's an
Yeah.
instrument in
Yeah.
itself. Her voice is an instrument, and she knows it.
Oh, sure.
And her sister Nancy is one of the best guitarists around.
For sure.
And I don't think she's underrated. I think people who know Nancy know that, yeah, she's an awesome guitar player.
And also married to Cameron Crowe.
Well, not anymore.
Not
but
anymore.
She was.
Yes,
yeah.
was
Oh,
married.
yeah?
The Bible Man. I'm back in. No,
Bible
that's,
Man.
That's someone that's a different Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron Crowe, who Singles. You ever see the movie Singles?
Guys, I don't know what you're talking
Did
You
he
ever
do-
see the movie Almost Famous?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
his.
that's his. He wrote in that's about him.
Oh,
Didn't he
That's
make?
actually about his
Oh,
life.
all right.
Didn't he make
Oh,
Fast
cool.
Times? Wasn't that his?
Yes,
Yeah.
Fast Times
Because
at
Nancy
Ridgemont
Wilson's
High.
in that movie.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so anyway, I saw Hart.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it was, I saw them at Jones
Tripped
Beach.
on a landmine.
No, because
I fucked up.
Because
Yes.
I know everybody thinks that I only listen to Frank Zappa and the Grateful Dead.
That is
That's
that
what
is
you
what I
think.
thought.
Just
yeah.
mostly.
So if you want stories, because I don't want to step on anyone's toes like I am doing right now.
No, you're not.
I don't want to do it for the
No, this
whole
is-
show.
this is what we do.
Anyway, I have some great rock and roll stories. I have a couple of good ones,
Oh, cool.
including Paul Simon. All right.
All right. So
Me
give
and
us.
Paul are like this.
Tell us your heart story, then tell us the Paul Simon, and then for Jen's sake, we will
Yeah,
move
we'll
on.
talk.
Maybe I'll
Oh,
get to another one later.
And we do have it.
'Cause I could do a whole show like this.
We want to talk about. We have a
You put the
show
quarter
coming
in.
up. I'm very
Right.
excited.
Oh, we'll definitely talk
We're
about that.
all very excited about.
Well, we
Absolutely.
have the show we have to talk about. Also, I have the charity going on I want to talk about.
Yes.
Right.
The other charity I'm doing I want to
Yes, I have all that ready
I sent it to you
to
to
punch
queue it
up.
up.
I have it here when we're ready.
we have
yeah.
80
Professional
more
are we?
minutes.
How professional are we, though?
That you just showed up
I'm like-
after the show started? Is that the part you're
Guys,
talking
my
about?
clock in my
Is
car.
that, like,
You guys are
because if we're
off.
talking about professionalism,
You
you're
guys
fucking
are off.
right.
Listen, I'm a very
Yeah, we're
busy
late,
person.
and we're always telling everybody for our show,
Our
Well,
show's at night.
be
It's
there a
like-
half hour early.
Yeah, it's
I
like
was
get off
actually
work.
shocked, though. First off, yeah, I had a really good time. First time I met Bobby, I've heard a lot about him.
Love him.
Had a great time. Yeah, what a nice guy.
I know.
you guys, I loved being on the show. You guys were very professional. I was shocked at how late you got there. Like I remember thinking to myself, "Wow, holy shit!" But then I walked in. You guys were doing what you got to do.
Our producer has the stuff.
Bobby's
that we
got
give
it,
him,
man.
And we roll in and we do what we need to do. Benny is the organizer of the people because I confuse it up all the time. I actually put out a flyer this week with the wrong person on it.
Oh,
and
wow.
Benny caught it in like 2 minutes. He's like, "Take that down." I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing."
And I didn't watch it. I didn't look at it. It was like, oh, from Jem, because I was in the middle of watching Oppenheimer. So that was like 2 days of my life right there. But it was worth it.
He had to take a bathroom break, so the next day he had to go back and do the second half.
Oh, man. That's one of those movies where at my age now, things could come out at any time. No control. So
Either
I
end.
was like, when I got to the theater, I was like, this would have been a depends moment. This would have been-
Look at this camera.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah,
camera?
look at that one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at
I just realized what you were doing.
People are
Okay.
like, why does he keep
I know, that's what I was
Benny
doing.
going blind,
I thought somebody was out there. I was like, what's he
He's
looking at?
also cockeyed.
I should have
Yeah, he
broke
is.
into a Stevie Wonder song there.
So you were going to tell a story about Paul
All right.
Simon.
No,
Heart
Paul
first.
Simon, but first Heart.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can someone
Heart was.
sing a heart song for me?
All I want to do is make love to you.
Not interested.
Barracuda.
Well, you don't know Heart.
Okay.
Jen,
Alone.
You don't know Heart.
Oh, wow.
Alone.
Yeah, Alone's great.
Barracuda, I might have seen them.
Barracuda,
I may
yeah.
have seen them live at Jones Beach Amphitheater 6 years ago. Actually, I'm just trying to think if it was that band.
He's a magic
Would they have been with like Joan Jett and them?
No. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they toured with
Yeah.
Joan
That's the
Jett.
concert I went
Yeah.
to.
I hang
That
out
was-
with a lot of gay men, and they love Heart.
Oh.
That's
All
like a
right.
gay man thing, right? So yeah, I
it?
have seen them. I just don't know
All
them.
right.
Go
I went
ahead.
with Nancy, and we're both
gay men.
gay men. Okay. So
Nancy Wilson's so hot. Anyway,
Oh,
Nancy,
my-
my
they both
wife.
are.
My wife is very hot. My wife Nancy. Okay. Shout out to Nancy.
He's married
What's
to
up,
the
Nancy?
Wilson sisters? I didn't know that. Nancy
Nancy-
Rizzuti better not find out.
Nancy
Cameron
Rizzuti,
Crowe?
oh, you freaking
Edis
Mama
too?
Lukes. I'm dealing with a room full of Mama Lukes. All right,
Absolutely.
anyway.
It's true.
Yeah, Jen went to the concert but doesn't remember it. I remember it.
As
Cheap
all
Trick,
my
it was
concerts.
called the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show.
Okay.
Right.
Because it had Cheap Trick, Heart, and Joan Jett.
That's a
Yes.
good show.
Yes.
It was
that's
a great show.
And
Yeah.
again, Joan
And
Jett,
I
near and dear to
thought-
my heart.
When Nancy and I went, we really just went for Heart, but I was always a big Cheap Trick fan. I'm sorry for you people. I listen to Joan Jett. I actually have her greatest hits on my iPod. Dating, I still have an iPod. But
It's a shuffle.
but I thought Heart was going to be the headliner. That's what I thought. And it wasn't the case. So Cheap Trick comes out earlier than they were supposed to, played about an hour or so, left without an encore. Heart came out, did their set, was amazing. She was amazing. Her sister is great. The whole band, amazing. They come back for an encore and bring Cheap Trick out with them.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's good.
And they do Love Hurts. The song
sure.
Love
Oh,
Hurts.
man, that's awesome.
Imagine with Robin Zander, who happens to be an awesome vocalist on his
absolutely.
own.
Another underrated singer.
Him and her singing Love Hurts and they were competing with each other because every time he did a verse that was really cool, Nancy just had to show him, I'm the queen here.
Right.
I'm the queen. But,
What was,
that was
they
great.
duetted on some cheesy song in the 80s, Xander and Ann Wilson.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
like a cheesy love song from a movie or something. No?
All my friends are texting, "What are you talking about?"
Well, we have Ken
Yeah.
Pichelle. He's
Why am I
like
watching this?
That's hilarious.
Okay.
You're pretending you have friends.
I know, right? Everyone knows I don't.
That's good.
Ken
Yeah,
Pichelle.
yeah.
Ken Pichelle is listing a bunch of Heart songs.
Yes.
He knows his heart.
That's amazing, Ken. You don't have the phones on?
The phone
phone
is
is not
broken. Broken.
Brokey.
The phone is
Brokey.
broken. The phone lines are broken. So
I'm
so-
sorry, everybody. Apparently, the phone lines are broken.
comment on the YouTube feed.
Yeah.
So and
comment
we'll
on the YouTube feed.
we'll
So
connect with
sorry.
you that
But
way.
I wanna
Our
hear my
apologies.
voice.
It just as of yesterday it hasn't been working.
Yeah.
And I have not had time yet to figure out what's going on there.
Okay.
So my apologies. But
all my
call
not friends are like,
call
hey.
Jen Sell and she'll put it on speaker and hold it to
It's
the
a,
mic.
it's a
Don't-
very
don't say
creative.
that.
It's a very creative way to change the subject. I will
It's
called
give you that.
prehistoric.
Okay,
That
all
that
right.
I will
Sure.
give you some respect for
Yes.
that. I was in because Joan Jett when I was in Turkey, and this is ironic for Thanksgiving. Joan Jett came and played a concert for us on Thanksgiving. at
wow.
Incirlik Air Base in
That's cool.
in Turkey.
Very
cool.
nice.
And so she will always be. And we hung out with one of her guitarists afterwards
Yeah.
Oh, that's
at the
cool,
at the
too.
Enlisted Club. But it was so Joan Jett is always gold to me.
I saw her when she did the Rocky Horror Picture Show in the city.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she took over the girl who begins with the C, who usually tap dances. My brain's not on, but she took over her role instead of tap dancing. She played the guitar. It was good, but it was different. And I'm like I'm like a
Traditionalist.
a purist when it comes to guitar. So it was cool, but at the same time,
I saw
interesting.
her with Nirvana when they got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She came out and sang for
Right.
with
Did
Kurt.
she sing like Nirvana covers with him?
Well, yeah, she sang with the band Nirvana.
That's dope.
Yeah, she
That's
sang
where?
"Smells
Where
Like
was
Teen,
this?
Teen
Yeah.
Spirit" when Nirvana got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You were at the.
Yeah, I was there.
You were at the induction.
Oh yeah, it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
it was fantastic. Yeah, she played with Nirvana. Nirvana brought a few different people out. But she sang "Smells Like Teen Spirit." She sang, I think, the bigger, like their more well-known songs, if I remember right.
Wasn't the encore a Jackson Pollock?
What?
Wasn't the encore a Jackson Pollock painting? Because that's what Kurt Cobain did in his bathroom on the ceiling.
Well, yeah. I
How
have
many
no
more
idea
fucking
what-
suicide? Like
have
I killed
no
myself with a
idea.
shotgun. Like how is this
So
not?
they say. I mean, there's a lot of speculation about whether that was suicide.
But what you're talking
Bleach.
about, Kurt Cobain?
Yes.
Oh, because Nirvana. I was thinking
know.
of Eddie Vedder. With, the
Oh, I
band
hear ya.
that is a lot like Nirvana.
Oh, I don't know about that. Matter of fact, at the time, it was like there was like a lot of heat between the fan bases and whatnot. It was in high school. It was you had to pick one.
Silly.
Oh, really?
Which it was like it was a
who
huge
is it?
thing.
It's Nirvana and
And Pearl Jam, but
Pearl
then
Jam,
Soundgarden and Alice in Chains being the if people didn't want a conflict, they would say, "Well, I'm really more of a Soundgarden fan," or "I love Alice in Chains. I don't want to make that decision and offend whoever."
Well,
they
to
were
bring
talking
this
to.
all full circle, Soundgarden, Chris Cornell, when he died, Ann Wilson went on, was it Kimmel, I think it was, and she sang Black Hole Sun, and she kicked ass. Lindsay Taylor says, Genzi, the baddest chick on the planet.
What up, Linz? My G.
And she says, I like the name Gagoots. All right, so tell us your... Oh, and Felix is watching. Hello, Felix. Felix will be in here on Monday with us. Chef Felix. And Will Sharon will be here, too. Because I
Still got to go to that strip club and sample the buffet.
Which one?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Like Chef Felix's show.
Carousel has a terrible buffet.
Well, it doesn't matter where we go, and he's more of an expert than I am.
What does this mean? Felix is going to...
Like my segment that I want to do with him
Oh,
is
you
that
want
we go to a strip club buffet.
That's a great
The only one I
idea.
know that has
I've been
a-
saying it for years since he first
The only
got
one
his
on
show.
Long Island I know with a buffet is Carousel. The rest.
Oh
of
no,
them-
because Blush has one.
I don't know.
Gossip doesn't have one?
no
Gossip.
gossip. You have to order food.
It's,
all
it's
right.
It's
order-
actually good too. They have like great steak.
but lunch,
Really?
lunchtime,
Really?
they sometimes do have a buffet.
I've worked with like all the places I've worked have been like male dominated fields. So they're always like, "Oh, we're going out as a group. We're going to the strip club."
Those aren't
I'm
male
like,
dominated; those are creep dominated
That's, I don't
fields.
know. Guys are
'Cause
weird.
I've worked in male dominated fields, and that's not at all where we go for.
Well, where do you guys go? I have.
No, like when I was in the Air Force, we would go to like whatever the kick-ass restaurant. Like when I was in North Carolina, there was this great Carolina barbecue place called Wilbur's on the outskirts of Goldsboro.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, Ken
Wilbur.
Pichelle is probably going to comment that he's been there because it is like famous. It is amazing, that place. Wilbur. Shout out Wilbur's, North
What's up,
Carolina.
Wilbur's?
Chef Felix says you may have to pole dance.
Yeah.
Won't be the first time, Felix. Probably
right.
not the last either.
Let's get to this Paul Simon story once and for all.
Do you want to? If people don't know who Hart is and Cheap Trick,
People know who Paul Simon is.
they know
though.
who Paul Simon
I-
is.
Paul
yeah,
Simon's a
he's
little
right.
bit more ubiquitous.
Yeah.
He's bigger
Okay.
than Hart.
Mr.
Sure.
Edie Burkell? Yes. Yes, we know who.
So, Mr. What?
Mr. Edie Burkell? That's
Oh,
his wife.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that
been
that
married
is
to her for
really
like
not
30 years.
fair. That's not fair because
I loved Edie Burkell.
yeah, me too. But she doesn't go near
Right.
how many
Oh, no.
songs he's.
Well, that's
you
why
know,
it's
he's
hilarious to call him
he's a
Mr. Edie
genius,
Burkell.
Right, I
yeah.
got it.
And also, I didn't like the fact that she beat the shit out of him like 10 years ago. Right?
Yeah,
They had
yeah,
some
yeah.
They're
domestic-
still married, though.
They're still married, yeah, because
crazy.
she said, "You divorce me, I'll kick your fucking ass."
That's
Am
I'm for
I'm
women's
sorry. I
standing.
hope I was allowed to curse.
Oh, of course you are.
Let me tell
okay.
you, no one is allowed to hurt my husband unless it's me.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
right.
100%.
She won't let-
You live
so-
by that?
You know what? A couple days ago, my daughter, she goes to Barbara C. Wilson School.
Right.
And they may have changed, it was possible they were going to change her teacher for the fall semester. And that
Okay.
could have been like a huge problem for
Right.
us. So my husband, we have Dojo, he notices like a new name come up on it that says teacher. So I'm in the back smoking a cigarette and he comes out and like the door slams. And he's like, Jen, I think they changed your teacher. And he's got like tears in his eyes. I've never seen this man with tears in his eyes.
Wow.
Because like our daughter is his life. So
Right.
he's like, I could just picture her walking into the room and not knowing where to go. And she's going to have a. So of course I called. It was all good. Everything's fine. I get what I want. And I go to my husband afterwards because I was so shook. I've never seen him with, he's a veteran of foreign war 2 times.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like Andy. And I've never seen him get upset like that.
It's in the rear with the gear.
So I gave him a hug and I put my hands on his shoulders and I'm like, don't ever get upset. Before you get upset, come to me. Only I am allowed to hurt you. I said, no one will hurt you. And he was like, I don't know. I must have said it with this like.
That would've made me
crazed
feel
look.
better.
But I was like, no one can
And
hurt you.
the new
Yeah, me
teacher,
too, yeah.
the new teacher, Paul Simon. Way to step on his story.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. The new
He's
teacher
used to it
phone.
by now.
That's all right. No.
Go ahead.
You know what? The outside of the Gagoot show, this is the only time I'm getting a couple of words in edgewise. So I'm fine with it.
We're into edging here.
That's right. Yep.
So, all right. So, first time I
get
saw, first concert I ever saw, just out of a fluke, turned out to be a 12-hour concert for peace.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, and at Shea Stadium.
Oh yeah.
All right.
By hour 8, I would
and
riot.
At night when it got dark, what?
I said by hour 8, I would riot. 12 hours?
Yeah. See, no, we were different then.
Oh.
People were different. Yeah, we could just hang out and listen.
Nobody
to music
smelled.
and get high and not bother anybody.
Yeah.
It was a weird thing. So
thing.
this concert turned out to be 1 year after Woodstock, exactly to the date.
Oh, okay.
And it was a 12-hour concert for peace.
Cool.
And a lot of the Woodstock performers were there. Richie Havens and different people.
Yep.
Late at night, Paul Simon came out by himself, and he was still with Simon and Garfunkel.
Right.
But for some reason, came out by himself, did like a 20-minute set, which I've read since then. He didn't like it, but of course, how many of us performers like our performance when we get off stage?
Right.
Okay. I thought he was great. I thought he was awesome. Also, Janis Joplin was there. Great.
Nice.
So it was a great show. So I love Paul Simon. Listened to him for years. Back in the old Yankee Stadium, I was in the bathroom, and I'm with a guy who's older than me, and he's got a bucket hat. And here I am, and I'm thinking, look at these 2 old bastards next to you. We both have to pee. We pee. We go to wash our hands. It's friggin' Paul Simon.
Did you see his dick?
What? No, I didn't see it. But he's a very small
gotten a
man.
picture of it.
Come to mention it.
Touched it, cross streams. You never cross the streams, though.
Sword
I
fighting.
didn't cross streams, but
You should
anyway.
never cross the
come
That
to
would be a
mention
bridge
it, I
over
was
My brother and I
wondering-
used to do it.
I
Nothing
was
happens.
wondering why such a short man was standing so far away from the urinal. So now that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Like a baby's arm.
Holding
You
it
heard
out.
it here first. Paul Simon, huge dong.
Okay.
Thanks.
Seen
Eddie.
it.
That's why
Remember
Edie
what I
stayed
was
with
saying
him.
about getting a word in edgewise?
Yes.
Yeah, it's happening.
I'm just excited about your story.
Well, I'm trying to tell it.
Oh, go ahead.
Unless you want to.
I wasn't there.
All right. So my son
You
was
weren't
with
born.
me. We're at the game, and I'm like, we're drying our hands, and I'm like, son of a bitch. This is one of my musical idols here.
Sure.
And I went, hey, how you doing? We got really excited. And I shook it, I don't know if we shook hands, but I was like, how you doing? He's like, they're losing, He wasn't happy about it. I'm like, yeah, all right. So now he's leaving, and because he got recognized, he starts taking off. My son, during that time,
Tackled him.
Ryan was about, no,
That would have been hilarious.
he tackled him, and then we got.
You're not getting
"They
away."
gotta take a picture with me, you little bastard. No, my son says to me, Dad, which Hobbit was he in the movie?
Oh shit.
Because he's a short man. He thought he was a Hobbit. I said, that's Paul Simon. That's no Hobbit.
And Gilly.
That's Paul Simon. So now I'm trying to turn my phone on, and it's one of those flip phones with the camera.
Yeah.
Right? And I had shut it off because Nancy wasn't interested in the game at all when we left. But when we got there, she kept texting me, "Oh, this guy's up at bat. I love him. That one, oh, what a bad play that was." And so I shut my phone off. Now I want a picture of this son of a bitch, and I turn my phone on, and he's running. And I'm friggin' running after him. He's running in Yankee Stadium with all the people around, like fast walking, but he's moving. So I'm fumbling with my camera and everything, and all of a sudden he stops, turns around, and I said, "All right, listen, I wanted to take your picture, but I see you don't want me to, so I just want to tell you that not only do I love your music, I think what you do for the city and what you do for people is great."
Yeah.
So he shook my hand, and we shook hands,
Nice.
and he left, and it was like, but the way he stopped, all of a sudden that city kid came out of him, and I'm a Long Island guy, right? So
I've always loved Paul Simon because being a kid from Queens, it's just a kid from Queens, and he fucking he's amazingly talented.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that this worked out the right way. The whole time I'm like, no, please, Paul Simon, don't be a dick to Benny. Don't be a dick to Benny.
He turned around.
Nice.
And he just, and I explained, so I was like, "Look, I see, I said, it's cool." And I thanked him because really, he did a lot of great stuff for the city. He's a great, and
world music. I mean, bringing the African
Graceland
to the forefront in that period of time in the late 80s.
That album is
huge.
great. I just rebought it because I had it on vinyl, I had it on cassette. I didn't have it on CD, so I like CDs.
Charities.
Well, I've told my daughters that at my funeral, I want the last song to be played is "The Obvious Child."
Wow!
With the big drums in the beginning.
Yep.
And then after that, the next album was "Rhythm of the Saints," where he got the Brazilian musicians involved.
That's what he did for world music for that period of time was huge.
It was, and
charity.
There is a.
Speaking of charity,
there was I think it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame did a special concert for Paul Simon this year, a few months back.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You could get it on YouTube. I watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
fantastic.
His new album is great too, by the way.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Check it out.
It's different. It's very
see,
different.
I'm sitting here as a
Don't
hip
go
hop
in
head.
Garfunkel.
Like what?
Oh, is that right? You're a
I
hip hop
know.
head?
I'm like-
Yeah, I was at a block party at Jen's house.
A black party at Jen's house?
Block party.
I thought he said black too.
I didn't mean it.
And to quote Billy
Maybe
Guyer, shank shank bang bang, sipping on gin and juice.
It might have been like a Freudian slip because they were playing hip hop and everybody knew the music, even her parents who were around my age.
Really?
And I'm the only one that didn't know the friggin'. I didn't know, and I was like,
well, I grew up on like Alabama, Charlie Daniels for my dad, and like Johnny Cash, stuff like that. And then as I got a little older, I liked a lot of the older hip hop stuff. So like since mid 80s to now, I especially love trap music, which is really funny because you see me and you're like, look at that bubbly white girl, and it's like I love hip hop, and it is what
Ryan
it is.
does too. Ryan loves a lot of music.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
My son,
have you ever
who's
listened
around-
to the real lyrics. Though?
He
Like,
just turned 30, so he's still.
I'm 35.
So what were you playing that Benny didn't know? What was it?
Well, Dax came out with like a new album, so like that's been pretty hot. And
I don't
straight.
know any of that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I-
any
We also
of
like
that.
to play a lot of like Slim Thug, Trick
Okay.
Daddy,
Okay.
Lil Wayne is like my favorite rapper.
Oh,
So
yeah?
he's been around forever.
Yeah,
So,
oh,
like,
yeah.
Watching him evolve has been so amazing.
Okay.
But just about everything, and I have friends that are so big into music, not just hip hop.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Paul Simon again.
No, I don't have Paul Simon as a friend, but soon. No, I actually have friends that I have a Marshall speaker that plays Bluetooth that I thought was pretty good. I had friends show up with their own speakers just to make sure that we had
that was
something
cool.
enough for the block party.
Oh, wow.
We also did we had Allison Persky do like a tight 8.
Oh, really?
We had
I didn't know
mics
she
out.
rapped.
Well, no, this is for comedy.
I know, I was being stupid.
We had mics
Surprised
out.
she
What
was
was that? What did you
able
say?
to
I
do
missed
anything
that.
tight.
I said I didn't know she was a rapper.
Yeah.
Well,
we had a great
I can
time.
understand, right? We went from rap to Persky.
Right. Which
Yeah.
is, you
And
you
Paul
think rap, you
Simon.
think Allison Persky.
Persky, that's what I think. Persky on the street. Persky on the beat. That's how I introduce her, actually, every time.
Persky
But-
on the street, yeah.
Persky on the street. Persky on the beat. And then she comes out and she's like, what's up? Anyway, so speaking of charities, though, that
Which one are you doing first?
let's do the North Merrick one.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so real quick, we are my community. I grew up in North Merrick, and a lot of people look at that community and think that they're like really well off, and that's actually not entirely true. There are a lot of really disenfranchised youth, and because people have this perception that they're well off, they don't want to give.
Is that why it's called North? Like the North Merrick is not the rich, and it's just Merrick are the rich
Yeah,
people.
that's it. Yeah, It's just like North Merrick poor. No,
Yeah. Massapequa does that. Like
Oh.
like no, you have to specify. Is it Massapequa,
Well,
North Massapequa, Massapequa Park?
Especially since Rex Heuerman, I've
Well,
been
true.
acutely aware of that.
It's
Yeah.
actually two
Yeah.
different school districts. So the school district I went to is North Merrick.
Okay.
And it was really important to us to start this charity. Karen Nettles is running with it. Lindsay Grace, she actually came up with the idea years ago. This is our, and Kelly Moran is also very involved. We're all high school students from 2005 that graduated from Calhoun.
Okay.
They're all watching.
Very
And
nice.
we got sponsors to go with us, and we're very happy to report that within the first week, we met our goal. All the children will have beautiful backpacks, so no one will know they're receiving the charity.
Oh, so I could take this flyer down then.
We're
I'm kidding. I'm
actually-
kidding.
We're actually continuing with teacher supplies. So we have an Amazon list right now that's being fulfilled that we're really excited about. And also, we with any leftover, we have scholastic book fairs coming up. We don't want any child to not have the advantage that every other child has, especially when you're in a town like North Merrick or Merrick where, it's keeping up with the Joneses, right? And these kids, they need to feel accepted and loved, and that's what we're here to do. So, visit our Amazon list. You can visit my Facebook page. You can Venmo at Kara Nettles. We've been doing an amazing job. We have sponsors with this that you could see on our community giving page. And just in 1 week, we were able to fulfill the necessities, and now we're going for, like I said, book fairs, things like that. So
Very nice.
second year, really proud of it. Sorry to bore you, Andrew, with charity. I know you hate kids. So
Are you still talking?
sorry about that. I don't know. Andrew.
You've been talking to me this whole damn time. I was just we were just talking about that scene from Tropic Thunder before you guys got
Yeah.
here.
So Andrew hates kids, but if you're not like
You're
Andrew,
fucking right, I got him.
If you're not like Andrew,
If there's
and-
one thing that'll make you hate kids, it's having them.
No matter what age,
Yeah.
even when they're 30.
Oh yeah. Wait, no. If he can kick my ass, you've seen my
Well,
son.
it's his birthday. Let's give him one day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll talk shit about him.
Nah.
I have met Ryan. He's a nice guy. Absolutely.
I know he's a
that's-
Star
and
Wars
he-
fan. That makes him
And he
okay.
wants to, when you guys do Comic Sans second episode,
Yeah, we hope to.
he is offered to work with you
Oh,
guys.
sweet. Good to know. Good
Yeah.
to know.
Kick ass.
My son is a filmmaker.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the second year of this charity, you said, with the
It
North
is-
Merrick.
In fact, I think we're getting a call about it right
Oh.
now. Hold on
Oh,
one second.
great.
Wow.
That's really good. I'll tell you one thing.
Hi, you're on the line at Knockem Dead.
Hello, Genty. How are you?
I don't know if you can hear. This is Lindsay. She actually started it. I'm good.
Nice.
How are you, Linz?
I'm good. Great to hear you on this podcast. I just want to let these guys know that Genty is one of the best people and the funniest girls that you will ever meet. I've had the pleasure of knowing her for 23 years, and I'm so excited just that you have, brought more, awareness to our little fundraiser. So thank you.
That's awesome. And Lindsay and I have been Hood Rat friends for years. We grew up in
What
Merrick.
friends?
Hood Rat.
Hood rat.
Yes,
yes.
we have.
And if you want to
Genty
tell,
Blunts is the name.
she says Gen Z Blunts is the name. Because I'm very forward coming. Like I tell it as how it is.
So is Andy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
completely
Funny.
different.
I come out the back too sometimes.
Oh.
It's called
Oh.
retrograde ejaculation. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Retrograde ejaculation? It's a problem.
Tara's gonna be calling in with more info, so
Oh,
great job,
man.
guys,
Did you
and,
make that
great
up?
show.
No,
Have a
retrograde
good podcast.
ejaculation is a real thing.
All right.
Woo, thanks,
Yeah.
Linz.
All right.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. I saw the flyer up there. If anybody wants to.
Fantastic
help out.
cause. Yeah, we're super excited. Like I said, it's been just
Nice.
lots of fun. And Lindsay's a great girl. When we were younger, she tells the story all the time. But we were walking, and I guess she had beef with someone, and we're maybe
Uh-oh.
like 16, and they come up in a car, and they're like, "Who's Lindsay? Who's Lindsay?" And like Lindsay's a small girl, and I'm not. So I was like, beefing up. whatever happened. I'm like, I'm fucking Lindsay now. Ipso facto, they got the fuck out of there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I took the details out.
What? Yeah, you sure did. What's going
Yeah.
on down there, Merrick?
No, you know what it is? It's like I'm always super loyal to my friends. And, like, I don't like Andy very much, so, like, you could take him out right now, and it would be like, I won't say a word to him.
Oh man, what are you
Yeah.
I have no
What
clue.
was that?
You've been you're still talking?
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Kara.
Hello.
Hey. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a surprise for everyone, but Kara also works at this fundraiser.
Kara Nettles.
She is AHQ, our headquarters. Tell us a little bit about it, Kara.
I am. Well, this is our second annual fundraiser that we're doing. Jen, our friends Kelly and Lindsay are also in cahoots with us. Lindsay started this actually 3 years ago now, I think it was, reaching out to Kelly's mom, who's on the Board of Education, to donate a backpack and school supplies to one student. Last year, we helped about 30 students and then donated also to Hope for Youth, the foster organization, so they were able to help their students as well. And we donated to, where was it, Jen? The North Merrick, the community cupboard?
Yeah, the community cupboard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we helped so many people last year, raised over $2,500, and then this year we were so excited to do it again. So now we have 8 and then 3, so 11 students that we're helping this year, teachers, and the community has just come together in such an amazing way. Small businesses are helping, other teachers are helping, former students that went to school with Jen and I are trying to help too. It's just been such an amazing effort and such an amazing turnout.
It has been amazing. So I could see these guys here are getting antsy because they just want to tell fart jokes. Can you tell us where we can donate?
Yeah, so we have an Amazon wish list that Jen and I we will post the link. We can post that to maybe the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also, you could go to @Kara, CARA -Nettles, N as in Nancy, E, T as in Tom, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, S as in Sam, on Venmo for any monetary donations.
You're the absolute best. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you later.
You are the best. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a great
you.
day, everyone.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
We've had the flyer on there the whole time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what is your? You just have the one daughter, right?
Yeah.
So what's your connect? So you're just connected because you went there?
This is my community. Well, I used to work with disenfranchised youth. You know that because of our connection with Dom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm really, really passionate about it. So any child that disenfranchised or not, and especially teens, I just want to make sure everyone gets advantages.
Does North Merrick School District have a program for that? I'm just trying to figure out your connection.
Oh no, the connection is I'm Jen Snorteland, the mayor of North Merrick.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know what? You never know really who's watching, and I don't do anything because people are watching. But recently, when we had this block party, a neighbor of mine came up who's 4 years younger than me, and he went to the school with me. And I don't really talk to him much, and he came up to me and he said, going to high school and growing up with you was amazing. Your don't give a shit attitude, and you always took care of everybody, and you showed me that I could really be me when there were no other role models.
Wow.
And to hear that at a block party when it's like raining and I'm holding a tent, and then he's like hugging me and crying, and I'm like wasted. I'm like, hey, you're welcome. I'm the best role model. So, and it's things like that. I people are always like, you really helped me out during this time, and you have, as a human being, like, you have to serve, and it only serves yourself and serves your community. So, yeah, I know, Andy, I'm talking a lot.
It's a cookbook.
Andy?
It's a cookbook.
It's a cookbook. How to serve man.
No, I just want to make sure you get everything out. Like,
Yeah.
that's not.
No, but it
It's
is
a cookbook.
It is really fantastic, and now that I get to do comedy and I get to be with Benny, it's a blessing that he allows me to be his co-host.
Nice.
I use
Oh,
that
wow.
stance to try to help and give back. Speaking of comedy,
Nice
Waka
segue.
waka. Yeah.
Yes.
This is normally we don't do segues in this show.
Yeah. Speaking of comedy,
We just start talking
Yeah.
about the next thing.
Betty, tell them what's coming up on August 12th.
Please.
On August 12th, we have a show right here at Governor's Giggle Room,
Woo!
Very nice.
with hosted by Jen Snorteland.
That's me.
I'm very sorry you
We
couldn't
have-
find somebody better.
Will Mom be in the front row?
They haven't bought tickets yet.
Oh, what the? What the?
They may want to.
No.
No, I want people to. It's going to be a fun show. Trust me.
Right.
It's going to be a lot.
Oh no! I don't doubt it. It's just there have been a few cancellations recently for pre-sales
Oh,
not hitting.
this. No, our sales are fine.
Okay, cool.
No, we're good.
That's I'm
Yeah,
just
we're
saying
good.
because
I
it's
don't know.
happened.
Definitely.
It's happened a couple of times very recently.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what the best thing about me and Benny and I, we, is that
Me
like
was
we
right.
said, we love our audience and we're very blessed. I actually had a call yesterday. 2 people are coming in from New Jersey. They're doing that like
All the
dinner
way from
deal.
New Jersey?
All the way. New Jersey's like Saturn to me.
Yeah.
So like, but they're doing the meal deals, which I didn't think anyone did anymore.
What?
You have the 2 options of tickets for governors, the $20 option or like the $70
Oh,
option.
yeah.
So they're
Oh,
like,
wow.
We're coming in to see you guys and do the meal deal. And I've been getting a lot of phone calls.
Very
you know.
nice.
That's great. No,
Yeah.
and so the show is also on the bill is Allison Persky,
Cool.
Lou Pratz,
Love Lou.
and then
Lovely. Yeah, a lot. Like
Mezzy
sexual.
Sarah, whom I love,
Who is that?
and
New York City.
She's a city comic?
She lives in
Okay.
Queens,
Okay.
and
Cool,
she's
cool.
very funny, very
Cool.
funny woman. So her, and then the headline is Janice Miss City.
Oh,
And
very nice.
And I'll be featuring.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm
Cool.
going to go
Nice.
in between Mezzy and Janice because
spot.
like we have a lot of women on the show, but it's a fun.
Yeah,
it's
you got to
gonna be a
break up
fun
that
show.
estrogen.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, there'll be 9 Supreme Court justices. They're all female.
I know.
Got to nip that shit in the bud.
Oh my God, you see the Barbie movie?
Yes, fucking
Amazing.
fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
I didn't
really,
see
really
it, yeah.
loved
Loved
it.
it.
Yeah, you have girls, so you.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. Like I would have I would have
Yeah.
liked to seen it and enjoyed it beyond just having girls. And they hate
movie.
Barbie. My
Oh,
daughters
really?
fucking
Oh,
hate Barbie.
wow.
They love the
Barbie.
movie.
My son saw it. He loved it. Actually Ryan went because Ryan's a movie guy.
Yeah.
So he went to see Oppenheimer at the when it first opened.
Right.
And then right after Oppenheimer, he ate and then he went to see the Barbie movie.
That's see, I wish I was single because that's the shit I would be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, listen, I'm not single, but I'm a big Dune fan. I read all of Frank Herbert's
Right,
Dune
right,
books,
right.
not the other ones, and I loved Dune Part 1 so much that if a movie theater, when it opened, had Part 1 and then followed by the new Part 2,
Right.
I would be there.
See, I
7,
wanted to
8
wait for the
hours.
part 2 to come out to watch it all together because I didn't want to be left hanging. I hate being left hung like
All right,
that.
and it's,
Cliffhangers? You're not
I'm
a fan,
not.
huh?
I'm not
and
hung.
it's a big clip. They actually in the trailer of the first movie. You saw the trailer of the first.
Yes,
two.
yeah.
She says, Shani says, "This is only the beginning."
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way it ended.
And that's why like, I would not have been cool
we
with
got
that.
3 more hours to go, people.
Yeah, I
Go
want to see
watch
everything at
Oppenheimer.
the same time. Like Lord of the Rings, that was tough to go and see like one and then have to wait a year to see the next, and you have to wait a year. It drives me nuts.
I do like. There's been a few surprise sequels that I was of some movies that I was like, wow, like Blade Runner. I
Yeah.
was a big Blade Runner fan.
Blade Runner's a great
Then
fucking
my
movie.
son tells me, they're working on Blade Runner 2049.
49,
I'm
yeah.
like, why? Why did that? And that story was so brilliant, and the characters was so,
It's a good fucking movie.
it was a great movie. And so that was one. And then, of course, The Godfather. When The Godfather came out, which some of you people weren't born then,
I was not.
but
I was.
I had to
I
watch
was
it
so
every
when
year.
The Godfather came out and I saw it and it was a 3.5 hour movie.
Right.
And people were saying, "Oh, it's not the whole book." They cut, and everybody was saying Coppola said if he did the book, it would be a 7 to 8 hour movie.
Right.
And then he came out with Part 2, and that nobody expected, and a lot of Part 2 is not in the in the book.
Right,
The,
right.
So did a brilliant job, and that was a sequel that I never expected, which was
Right.
good. And there might be another one around, but like
Yeah,
some
yeah, we don't-
movies,
yeah.
some movies they turn
I've
into
never seen it.
franchise now.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get like the new Planet of the Apes reboot is really good.
Yes.
And I heard they're working on another one.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what we were kind of talking about, like with comic books. Like what I think is that the anti-Marvel at this point would be to get different directors, and like you can have 2 Batman movies come out in the same year.
Right.
But they're done completely different actors.
Different canon.
Well, no, it's all canon because it's all stories like the Batman is Batman Year 2 with a Year 1 story. Well, come out with The Killing Joke, and have a different Batman be playing Batman.
I've actually read
And like that they should. Well, that's why I use that as an example because a lot of people have heard of it. Because I told Tony earlier the Hush storyline, which is Jason Todd. That's the Robin that got killed by the Joker in
Right.
Death in the Family. There's another story, Death in the Family.
everybody's read
Hush.
it.
Like do all
Yeah.
of these stories, but use different actors because comic books use different artists and different writers
Yeah.
to do all these different things. So that would be, I think that's the next kind of phase.
Andy,
You know the
win.
Killing
you
Joke-
out nerd all of us. You are amazing.
No. I'm a
No,
big
yeah, actually,
Batman
yeah,
fan,
no,
too.
Benny,
Yeah.
but Benny, like in terms of nerdery, you actually wrote a book, didn't you,
Nerdery.
back in the day?
Hey, that's not a nerd
Yes.
thing.
What?
Well, what was the book about?
It was a vampire novel.
Thank you.
Called Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards.
Right.
Because I hate friggin' vampires, and so do the people who hunt them hate them too.
The Von Helsing.
And then no, they're not. They're very different. They're not Van Helsing. And they're different. They were trying to find a cure for this vampire because at the time the bubonic plague was going around.
Right.
And during the bubonic plague, some of these people just went into a coma and woke up, but they thought they were vampire or demons, so
Yes.
they killed them anyway. So anyway, there's the bubonic plague. They're looking for a cure for it, and then disguised within that plague is a vampire plague. Vampires coming. So these men of science, and I studied where. The syringe was invented. There was a lot of stuff. Blood transfusions were thought of, but the church condemned it.
Right.
So you weren't allowed.
wow.
So
The
that's
The
why
sanctity of the body.
That's why it took until like the 19th century.
Jehovah's
Well,
still
even
don't do that.
to this
Yeah.
day with organ donation, people cite religious reasons for not being
Right.
organ donors. But
And at that time, the syringe was invented from the quill of a pen and the bladder of a dog, which I find fascinating. And the syringe was invented by a great architect, Sir Christopher Wren.
I always thought it was Johnny Syringe.
Johnny Syringe, yeah. Well, he was like, and Christopher Wren probably stole it from him.
Right,
It's like Alexander Graham Bell stole. The telephone was
Yes.
invented by an Italian,
Right.
Antonio Meucci.
Right.
And Graham Bell stole it. And what sucks is the first words ever said on the telephone were not, "Watson, come, I need you." It was, "I'd like to order 2 pies, calzone."
I'd like to talk to you about your auto warranty.
yeah. That's like a meme now. So anyway, I'll wrap this up with Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards. They came out. They were trying to find a cure for the vampirism, and they started using blood of vampires they captivated. They had animals they were testing,
They
and then they
captivated
took
them?
it. What?
They captivated them?
Yes, with their rich storytelling traditions.
Hey, baby,
Go
I
on.
got some blood here. Hey, look.
Like that's the part you're gonna get hung up on. Fucking keep going, Benny.
Oh, I know.
all right,
but
they
I'm a fan
captured.
of this.
They captured them.
I'm kidding.
And they had them in.
We got it.
And all right, so they took their blood, and they mixed it, whatever they mixed it with at the time, and what they did, because they had apothecaries who had, elixirs and bullshit like that. So
It says that in the book, elixirs and
yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, how did this not blow up? This
He
book.
won't let me
So then,
publish.
I'll let you look at it. October, I
But no
promise.
touching.
Okay, so you
Like the
can all look
stripper
at
of
it.
books.
So
I don't know if I want to.
this
Sit on my
cure
hands.
that they inoculated a whole bunch of them.
Right.
It turned out that it gave them an attribute of vampirism, which was immortality. So they weren't vampires. They were still human, but they were immortal. But things could happen. You could still die. It would be really rough, but it could happen.
Right.
So these hunters, they dwindled down, and now there was only one left in the 20th century, and he feels that it's going to start up again because there's vampires again, and he wants to kill that. There was like one vampire, obviously, is an ancient
Right,
one that
right.
is created. So he wants to kill this last fang-toothed bastard because he's fed up with
did it.
everything that. So this is 300 years of this guy seeing books and movies that glorify vampires.
Right.
When he's like, if you suck blood, you suck. You know, and that's it.
the
And there's no
The tagline.
There's no love. Yeah. There's no love. There's a so that was that's the story.
Rock and
So
roll.
he told this once on our podcast, on our show, and Tim Saliani was there, and he goes, "So you wrote Blade?" And I fucking died. It is to this
Well,
day.
it's
I
a
still
matter of
think
fact.
that
I would
now.
actually say, you know, if there is a really great comic called American Vampire, written by Scott Snyder, who lives on Long Island, over like in St. James, somewhere in Smithtown, and he also wrote a really great Batman story. But American Vampire is amazing because it's like basically this outlaw, of course, gets bitten by a European vampire. Like the Europeans have come to America. It takes place
Oh, you
like
get
pre-Civil
syphilis.
War.
Yeah.
It's basically like the
Yeah.
story of syphilis,
Yes.
where the Italians and the French each blame each other for starting it. But
And it was the Greeks.
right, the whole time.
The whole-
It was me the whole time. That's for Terry McNeely if he's watching. But so now the American vampires are different than the European vampires and have different, like some of them can go out in the sun, you know, which I know a lot of people have a problem with, but like, dude, the story's been around for fucking like 500
add
years or
something
whatever.
to
Like,
it, yeah.
we need to spruce this up. But I would suggest it. It's a fantastic comic.
Oh yeah. I tried to stay away from reading anything. Like I didn't
Yeah,
read
no,
Anne
I hear
Rice
ya.
at the time.
Pictures.
Yeah, well,
know?
I mean, this is super modern. This has been in the 2000s that
It's
these
kind of
books
the
have
same
come
though,
out.
Like when I'm thinking of writing a new set and I'm coming up with jokes, I like stay away from watching stand-up.
Oh, I haven't watched stand-up.
Really?
The only stand-up
Yeah.
comedy I watch is live stand-up comedy.
here with my friends.
You know, it's better that way too, and I'll
Right.
tell you why. I don't know how it is now, but I remember for a while, comics on Long Island were always paranoid. Like, oh, I do an ice cream joke, they're doing an ice cream joke.
Yeah, that's
I,
why-
you know.
Well, we
I
hash
do
it out.
too.
Like, it gets hashed out. Like,
In
oh,
this
yo,
room,
that's
battle.
But
is what
so
happens.
that's why, like, I'm glad too because I write stuff, and then if they'll say, oh, you know, this one does that, and it's different.
No, and I think the atmosphere, at least out in Suffolk by me, is primarily everybody goes to one mic, which is Billy Geyer's mic on Mondays. And we'll actually have a discussion about it afterwards, like, hey, you know, that joke you do, it's a really close to so-and-so, but I think if you stay
in this way or
you,
turn
that
it,
you're going to be
yeah.
fine.
Right.
But just when you meet this person, if you don't know them or you do know them, the next time you see them or reach out to them, just be like, hey, listen, I also have this joke or whatever, just so that there's no surprises. Because the worst thing is to have like a joke and then you're like listening to somebody, like let's say you're featuring, and then somebody gets up there and does a joke that's like dangerously close to your own. You don't have enough
Yeah.
time to process that it's a different joke and it's okay.
Yeah, even genres like
Right.
Persky, I love. She does all mom jokes. I do a lot of mom jokes.
Yeah.
So I don't like to be back to back with Persky because it's like you tire the audience. They're like, okay, we just went through this. Like, I get it. You're.
I don't
on.
think that there's any distance where the audience isn't going to be tired by you guys.
Oh, man. Ooh.
So cute.
What is with these
Yeah.
two, Tony?
Didn't your last show get canceled?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, I was at, no, that I was not on that show.
I
no.
don't know what show got canceled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, but is it? But I also find producing is hard, especially like in the giggle room, like Alison Persky. She's in there often,
Yeah.
which is great. But from a producer point of view, do you worry like, you know, maybe 10 people came to see you at the last one, they may not come to mine? Like, do you worry about anything? Like what's your process for picking the comedians that you guys have?
We have for picking the comedians. Honestly, Benny and I actually really talk about this. We don't want to have the same exact. It's like the same crew, like you say. Persky's in there a lot.
Sure.
But Persky's like my bestie.
Oh, well, yeah, and I'm
we
not,
live- we
I'm
live
not
in the same
knocking it.
Lou
I'm
is
just.
not. People
And-
don't. But
Lou is underrated, in my opinion. I think he is very funny.
Oh, I think he's
Yeah.
great.
No, Lou's
And-
a friend.
You think he's underrated?
I do. I think he should definitely be further than where he is, and I look forward to his journey.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
interesting.
what you were going to say, Benny? I'm sorry.
okay. What were we talking about?
The one time I give him the room, and he's like,
no.
when we pick the
So
comedians.
no, Nancy and I go to a lot of shows.
Right,
So
yes.
I'm a customer in these comedy
Right.
clubs.
Right.
So I go to shows and I'm not going for, I'm going to see like, they should be coming to see Benny Rizzuti because he only performs twice a year.
Right.
Janice isn't here. No one knows
Well,
who Mezzi
right.
is, right?
Right.
So I go to shows like that to see like someone I haven't, Teddy Smith, who I love. Went to see him one time with
He's
Nancy.
great.
Other
Yeah.
comics come up, and I'm like, oh, all right, I've seen that one before. I've seen, so, and what I would like is mix it up.
Sure.
Throw in something new, because if I've seen you that much, then at least have some new material.
Okay.
So, and that's what I expect from Allison. And Lou's very funny, too. He's
Lou's great.
underrated. They're both,
So funny.
that's what I expect. Mix it up, and that's what you're going to get from me. You're going to get some new. You're not going to. You're still
Okay.
going to get some of the
Right.
Right.
stuff that I've
The
been
greatest
boring the
hits.
shit out of audiences for 30 years.
There are some greatest hits people come to, I think, listen
Sure.
for.
Right.
But then also every time, that I've performed, like the people that are coming all the way from Jersey, actually saw me at a different venue. And they're coming in, and that's how I met them.
Oh.
So it's
Wow.
like, okay, great. So whenever we do a show, you want to meet and greet the people, right? Because I'm tailoring my comedy to them. They're paying to see. They're paying, so I make them laugh. So that's what I'm
Yes.
trying to do. When me and Benny come up with shows, we want to come up with some newer people like Lou, like Allison. We also want to come up with, Janice Massetti, who's been in New York City. She's
yeah.
headlining. She's funny. Her comedy is really more crowd work. Other people's comedy is more 1-2 punch. There's different styles. We have some absurdists coming up. And also the Gagoots might be making an appearance. It is the
It's a
Very
possibility.
nice.
So,
I know, kid, you're not.
yeah. And as far as packing seats, Nancy, I don't know if you've seen Nancy's marketing strategy, which is flood you. But basically, if you don't come, you'll be cursed by a Tibetan goat or something. But I do the TikToks. I have fun with that. I actually like doing TikToks. And I actually did one for the show yesterday for your show. I don't know if you saw.
I did actually. Yes, I
Cute.
did.
How cute am I? So I'm just kidding. But yeah, so it's about having fun. So I'm having fun marketing. I love doing the marketing part. Every comedian I talk to is like, that's my least favorite part. And I'm like,
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
no, I love that part. I love talking to people. My 7-Eleven guy's coming.
You're You have a 7-Eleven guy?
Oh my God. Lewis? Yes. I've known him since I was 9. He's seen me at my worst, seen me at my best.
There he is.
We got a summer marketing the team. I'm a no kid you not.
Yeah, I know, kid you not.
We got no kid you
I
not.
haven't
We're
seen
gonna
you
have
in
a
so
lot of
long.
I know. What are you doing?
The Gagoots is
I
here,
have a
ladies and
lot of
gentlemen. The
Thank you, thank
Gagoots.
you. I want to tell you, I go off of the subject. I no object to the subject, but anyway, what happened is because of this writer's
Oh,
strike.
somebody saw the Gagoots. Hold on. You saw the Gagoots and got excited?
I got so excited every time I see the Gagoots. I get very excited.
Baby, I'm in love with you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love it, you too. Benny.
I'll see you after this.
I love you.
I love you.
There's a lot of love going on.
Ciao, baby, ciao. So anyway, because of this writer's strike and actor's strike, I'm no working because I'm a celebrity chef. I'm
The Gagoots.
So I'm no working. So I helping my cuisine. He's got a pizza place. I was delivering a pizza. Here's the craziest thing. I deliver pizza to this guy in a Massapequa Park, and he never eaten the crust. How you eat a pizza? You never eat the crust.
Oh boy.
It
So
could be
I
somebody
gave it-
like him and not eat the pizza at all.
There you go.
So I gave her the crust to some policeman. Say, hey, what are you going to do? You going to throw that out? I said, no, you want it? Take it. And I give you even a good slice. I give you, and he had a nicer partner. She was nicer. I asked her if she wanted my cream of cannoli. I got a cream-filled cannoli for her.
They loved your pizza and crust so much they bagged it up and preserved it.
Wow, that's
I
nice.
know, I
In a
know.
burlap
That's
sack.
nice. And they,
In a burlap
I'm so glad.
sack
What a
from
country.
Massapequa.
I'm in love with this country.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you later. Thank you for having me on the show.
The Gagoots.
Ciao.
The Gagoots, everybody.
Jackie the Joke Man's one of his favorite characters right there, the Gagoots. I just remember him kept saying, I don't really get it, but I like it. I just-
Yeah, and I was entertained. He said I was entertained. And all right, listen, I got a Jackie Martling story. Joan St. Ange's birthday is around New Year's.
Okay.
So I went to her party, and Jackie was there.
Nice.
So Joan and I were in one room, and we were testing out the new samples for these dispensaries that are coming out,
Yep.
So we're in there. Jackie comes to say goodbye. He's like, are you worried about COVID, all this with weed? And I'm like, it's Joan's birthday. So we were smoking, and then I said, Jackie, I don't think you remember me, but we did a show together at Governor's Party, so I told him about it. And then I showed him the picture, that the one I had was Alfredo and him.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, I remember you, yeah. And then we took another picture before he left.
Nice.
That's the thing with Alfredo, though. It's like, I think that's wrong, but I like it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I should like it, but I do.
Well, I think one of the best things you've ever done was when you were on that Don show, when you were doing the roasts.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I loved it.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun
That's
because
the first time me and you did something together.
that was the first time we did something. I got you on the show, and then all my friends who were comics and stuff liked you, and you won.
Who would have thought, Andrew? Not me. I'm not
You're
me.
goddamn
No,
right.
they liked the material.
I don't know why. I don't know how that's like trying to be a joke or anything. It's the
No,
fucking
I'm
truth.
with you 100%.
The material was fresh. That's one of the things you like too. You like fresh
Yeah.
with comedy.
And people who can shoot from the hip. Like, we did that open mic, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, I'll do it, but I'm just going to talk about stuff right now. And it actually went okay. Yours was amazing. I'm so excited for August 12th.
Stop.
No, really. Benny has been out of the stand-up game. He did a couple things for me because
Yeah.
I made him. And it was for charity. But Benny's been out of the game. Recently, though, he's been really actually like working and
I'll probably
putting it
do
on.
Well, I saw you show up at Aruga's for Butera's show. That,
I went and hung out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if you had any jokes I could steal.
Yeah.
If there was any
He
material.
told
I
me you
could-
did.
All of it.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
told me you
all of
didn't.
it.
But no, he, like, honestly.
I almost wanted to give up comedy after that show. No, I'm kidding.
You're welcome.
I'm kidding.
But he's Benny surprises me because I think I know everything he's gonna say, and then all of a sudden he pulls out some new stuff. But something I have, and I think it has to do with maybe me being a little on the spectrum, is everybody, all of my friends and comics that I see, I always have a favorite joke of theirs that they do,
Right.
and I like them to do the joke. Andy's joke is the phone bit,
Phone bed.
where you pull out your phone with the recordings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't often
And you don't
actually
know your
do
own
that.
jokes. That's fine. But I have this really good memory when it comes to crap that doesn't matter. So when I go to see my friends and they don't do that joke, I'm like, "What the fuck, man. I'm like, dude, do the joke. Like, I came. So he has one joke I make him do all the time with the map. That's my favorite joke.
Well, that's
Oh,
my
that's a good one,
close.
yeah.
That's your
Yeah,
closer.
that's my close. People who come to see me want me to end with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a few new good ones that I like, and then but I think comedians get upset by this because they'll get off stage and I'll be like, you didn't do this. Like, that's my favorite joke, and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And
Really?
I'm
You
like,
think
"I
they get
don't know."
upset about it?
I don't know. I'd like to think that they would be pleased that someone's actually listening to them.
Well, when you're actually like doing comedy, you're not always
me about
doing
that.
the same things. Like you're trying, it's an art and
Right.
you're
Yeah.
trying to grow. So it's not always going to be the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I don't.
I do understand what you're saying about like wanting to see somebody's favorite thing, but a lot of the times I try to take a different tack to that of being like, that's awesome you didn't do that joke because you're trying to do other stuff.
Right.
So that's a joke that kills, that you're like, I love that joke and I wish I could have heard that joke, but listening for whatever.
You're growing.
And I like to admire other comics for doing that.
That's
But
true.
from an audience standpoint, it is like a concert. You want to see at least some of the greatest
Right,
hits.
some of it,
Yeah.
Some of the greatest.
And some people like though when I'm talking to the audience. Jen is one of them. So I go off script, but I write it down,
Right.
Because I'm not going to remember anything, But
Yeah.
I'm not reading verbatim. I'm just like,
Yeah.
the Italian parade joke, your cousin in the post office joke,
Right, yeah.
that's-
and
and,
audience tags. Yeah.
and I've written new stuff. I actually wrote something in the green room before we did that show, but I have to bring up.
Oh, I remember that because
Yeah.
you were going over it with Don. Yeah, I remember that.
Don Sill and I. It's like when Don and I met around 25 years ago. Through the years, I'm always writing jokes, and Don is always like, "Yeah, this is good. Do that.
Right.
Cut that out." We always work together. So he's helped me out a lot. And when I did that show, we did the green room, which helped me loosen up. We did the green room show, and I came out with an edible, right, with stool softener. So this way, because there's nothing better than being high and regular.
Yeah.
And I'm calling it Buzzalax.
That's
and
great.
what's great about it is
Thanks.
now
Thank you, Don Sill, for that. Thank you.
Registered
now
trademark.
if I give you an edible and say this is really good shit, I am telling the truth. There's
Very good.
Nothing
I
about it.
like
So I wrote and then but Don is like my main guy. Don is like my my little joke conscience on the, and he's helped me to write because we were doing radio together.
Right.
So sometimes I'd have to write. He'd say, "Look, we're going to do this tomorrow and that." So I got to write jokes, and then the game show, I got some insults that were that I got off of the internet.
Right.
But then I started to write stuff. I had to write, where I came out with one of my favorite insults on Jen that I can use on any woman. I said, "I hope your broom breaks. I hope your broom breaks and you have to drive. You have to walk home."
It implies I'm a witch. Get it?
Okay.
It's the implication.
Now I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
not
but
wrong.
so with Don, he always kept me on my toes, and I really loved. We did that show for like a year and a half, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that really helped me. And Andy used to. I didn't want to use these internet jokes anymore.
Right.
I was like, I have to write my own.
Yeah.
So I was writing a lot of stuff, and to have Jackie Martling laughing at stuff I wrote when
Yep.
I'm always laughing at stuff he's written was a great honor. That was
Yep.
such a tremendous honor.
Absolutely.
To have
I
him,
like to hear
to have
that,
him turn
yeah.
around and say I was entertained.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really liked it. He loved the hat I had.
When we went to lunch with him one time, the first time I went to lunch with you guys, and he.
To be clear, Andy's had multiple lunches with him. Yeah.
True.
I saw where you're getting.
True.
at.
It was it was implied, but thank
Very-
you for
very
being
important.
explicit about
Very
that.
important.
Because
She's
the more
like-
I can talk about myself, the fucking better.
Yeah,
So thank
exactly.
you.
You're welcome.
But
help.
he
She's
he
like the
actually asked-
subtitles. Jen is the subtitles
Right,
for
yeah.
this
Yes.
show. Yeah.
The audible fucking subtitles. I'm sure that'll never fucking catch on.
You do that.
So he asked me to about a joke that we were talking. I said, "Oh, I do this thing," and he asked me, and he was like, "That's really good. That's really clever." Just that, me not even performing it, so I can only imagine him seeing you perform and being like, "That was really great. I like that." Like that feeling
That
is
he was
like
entertained.
so.
Yeah, and he had fun in the show.
Yeah.
Jackie's.
He didn't even have to buy him a BLT. He just said it.
Well, hey, Jackie actually paid that day.
Well, that was the last
Wow.
one. That one, I think you paid the first time.
Oh yes, you're right. Yes, the last
I-
time he paid. Yeah,
I hadn't
And
met
then he killed
Jackie
the waitress.
All the years I was like, let's say I was like a deadhead of comedy.
Right.
I was a laugh head.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
you
That's
could.
funny.
I was never a stand-up comedian, but I was a laugh head, and I wrote jokes, with comics and stuff
Right.
that they've used on TV. So
Nice.
I never met Jackie, but I had heard about him. And one time I had what's called actor's nightmare. I blacked out on the stage.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't think of anything.
Right.
And then someone told me, it was like, that's not a big deal. Jackie Martling has a cure for that. And it's, remember a few old jokes. Remember a couple of old jokes.
You mean like street
And
jokes?
Street jokes.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Dad jokes, whatever you call them. And just, if you black out, just start telling one of those jokes.
Right.
And tell one of and it'll bring you back into the mood. It'll
That's a
bring
great
you back
idea.
into, and I have done that in the past. I've done where I just told it like sometimes I'm at like, what am I going to do now? I have no idea what I'm going to say. So I have a couple old jokes. I tell them, and it comes to you, or you could work off the audience.
Or
That's
even
a
worse,
great
when
idea.
they like you look down and you see the manager of the club go.
Oh
And you're
yeah.
like, ah, fuck! I'm almost at that
Yep.
end. Like, all right, audience time.
That's
let's
it.
Let's go.
Yeah. And Jackie's his documentary just came out. I think I mentioned.
right.
It's called The Joke Man. Just came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I gotta
it's
see.
fantastic.
Where can I get it?
It's streaming. I think I want to say Amazon.
Amazon. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm
too.
pretty sure
It's
it's,
on
Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just came out. I mean, they made it a few years back, and then just couldn't get the backing to get it out there. But it's finally out there. We right here on this show, we actually premiered the trailer a few years ago. But then I've seen it. Actually, seen it a few times, and it's it's very well done, and it's an interesting story. How he. He basically because of him, Stern rose to what he became. And
Yeah.
it was really
Yeah.
Jackie's, and Jackie used to sit there, write the notes, and just hand it to him with things so quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's one thing with him that I thought, which is why I'm glad the documentary came out, because he's known for just telling the street jokes, Meanwhile, the way he busts balls and how quick he is, I mean, he's
now.
He's
Even
one of
now
the
to this day.
He's one of the best. He's
Oh,
one of the best
yeah.
at it.
Oh,
Just
without a
busting
doubt.
balls, and that's my humor. I could sit here and bust balls all day and just have fun with that, and that's yeah. So it's a great documentary. So I think you really dig it.
Speaking of docs,
Yeah.
how did your short film Comic Sans do in the Long Beach International Film Festival?
Well, thanks for asking.
Oh yeah, we haven't had a show since.
That's true. We haven't
yeah.
talked to each other since. Yeah,
That's what I'm here for, to host the show.
it went very well. Had a decent turnout.
Packed crowd. I saw that you guys had a step and repeat. You know how I feel about that.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Very good.
That's funny. Yeah. So we did that, but they didn't. They had the step and repeat, but that was pretty much all they had. So we
I saw a little
handled
red carpet. And oh my
we
God,
handled it ourselves.
I loved, and probably Don who edited it. But there's one point where I think it was not Plagainos, the guy with the
Joey Petroni.
Petroni and you both have mics in Don's
Yes.
face, and it just like I watched it. It was so adorable because Don's like smiling, and it just reminded me of like the worst porn because you guys like have mics on his cheeks, and he's like,
well, that's the thing. It was a normal Saturday night for me, Don and
Exactly.
Joey. So
What you saw was that pure joy and elation that his favorite was happening.
yeah, exactly.
no,
So-
it was every
In
time.
public.
It's funny you mention that because at the time we were. First of all, I had no idea we were going to do it ourselves. Joey Petroni said he planned. He actually brought a guy to hold the camera, and he brought the mics. So he was going to do it, right?
Okay.
So we interviewed the guy who was running the festival. Joey said to me, "What? Do it with me?" I said, "Sure." So I do it. So we talked to the guy, and I noticed that Joey was just kind of, Joey would talk, and he was just kind of keeping the mic here. So that's I'm like, oh, okay, let me.
Yeah.
And then he said to me after we interviewed that guy, he goes, "All right, you stay here," and I was like, "Oh, all right," which is fine. I had no problem with it, but I didn't plan on it. So
Right.
so a lot of times, like I noticed Joey wasn't, so I would start doing it, but then I did notice
Fucking
he
put
was.
that thing in my
Yeah,
fucking
it
face
didn't-
one more
it
fucking
came
time.
off as you guys were so excited that like the professionalism was just out the window.
Out the window.
It was complete excitement. But like there's just this one shot where like
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. So I kept doing it, and then Joey eventually started doing it, and I never pulled back.
So-
I never pulled out. So I
What does
just
that even mean?
as
Are those
Andy
words that
said,
go
don't
together?
pull out. So what
I don't
was-
understand.
Did you get
So,
feedback from the
We were
audience?
talking about crossing swords in the bathroom before with Paul Simon. These guys were crossing swords.
That's what you do.
At the,
But how was the feedback on
They
it?
were docking because somebody's uncut.
I'm just wondering who those people were that just walked by.
Hey, we got to.
No, I'm just like I hope there's
Part of it is
Um,
being a
that was
shepherd
weird.
of the.
over here.
It went well. The feedback was great. People that hadn't seen the movie that were seeing it for the first time, like Keegan was there. He loved it. Greg Criticos, he was nice enough to come by. He loved it.
he's got another movie coming out too.
Yeah.
He's constantly working on movies. Hi, who are these? Anybody know where they came from? They didn't just walk in the back
look
door.
A
like
did
little
they?
staff.
familiar, yeah.
Oh, they're wait
They actually
staff?
do look
Oh, I didn't
familiar.
even recognize them. Yeah, it got a great response.
Excellent.
Don and I were kind of, I don't want to say bombarded, but I unfortunately
Inundated, would you say?
inundated. I unfortunately couldn't, because it was our movie and
Captivated.
then another movie,
Dazzled.
and we couldn't. Unfortunately, didn't get to watch the other movie because we were just,
was good.
people were. I know, I wanted to see it.
The
really
pinball
good.
movie.
Yeah,
The pimp-
it was
yeah.
really, really good.
But
So I was a little upset
wonderful
about
that you were pulled
But that's
away.
the thing, right?
Because
That,
Ben
that's
Coleman
what you're there for.
rounds,
You're short enough to be like a short, and you're short enough to be a short. No, you're short enough to open for.
Tautology.
It's like
Right.
a live action cartoon.
Oh, sure.
Get Grandpa his pill.
Yeah.
And you know what? If movie theaters used
Stop,
to
he's
show
cute.
film shorts,
Yes.
movie theaters used to, after they stopped with the cartoons, they were showing short films.
Right.
In the
Yeah.
80s
Cereals
and
and
90s.
set- yeah.
Right.
Nickelodeon.
You guys should look. You guys should see about being able to be in a movie theater. I think that would be better exposed. As a matter of fact, the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington.
Oh, sure.
Would love you guys.
Yeah, that's a great
And
idea.
Benny
You know,
and I
you-
would love to help. We're like, imagine. I love the marketing side. Could
Nice.
you imagine? But anyway,
So it was a good night. There was talk because that was the first night. There was talk of the last night. They had a thing set up for the last night with.
did you win? Was there
no.
like a prize?
No, I don't think there were
was no money?
prizes. I think it was just
It's just
showing
a
the
festival,
movie.
not a
Just getting the movie shown is.
Right.
We
Yeah.
were. I
You
think
don't get the Palme d'Or in Long
Right.
Island, right?
We were, I think, either the only, maybe there might have been another one, but I think we were the only local film show and everything, because it's
Yeah.
an international
Yeah.
film. So
Yeah,
it was,
I believe you said that on the when you were
Yeah.
on the Gagoot show.
Yeah.
That it was.
So we, the last night they have a big movie screen they set up on the beach in Long Beach.
Yeah.
And they call it Shorts on the Beach because you wear your shorts, you put out your blankets, and you just watch these short films. But
That's why I didn't go, because I only go shortless.
Exactly.
On the beach.
I go commando. But it turns out they
didn't
weren't.
replay you.
No, they didn't
No.
replay it. So we said screw it.
I
We
have
didn't
a
go.
girlfriend.
Really, they weren't going to play it.
They didn't know. I have a girlfriend who's a rooftop, so I was like, scope that shit out.
Oh, that's cool. Does
Yeah.
she just sits on the roof and watches? Like she can
Yeah.
actually see it?
Yeah, she's on the beach.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Claire lives on the beach too.
Nice.
Do you have this cube here because I was coming?
No, this cube.
No, he leaves
No,
it.
it
That's
stays
the
right
level
there.
of
A little piece
laziness.
of Jen
This
stays
is
here.
no. This is a. This is a
birthday
prized
cake.
possession. This was really nice of you.
Aw.
Yeah, Jen's
He
the one who-
uses it as a prop to show people certain things.
Oh wow,
also,
I didn't know you
sometimes.
made that.
No, no.
He's like, you see this girl? Don't ever talk to this girl.
No, actually, whenever
Usually with like Don, yeah.
whenever Don Sill is mentioned, which is practically every show, if somebody doesn't know who he is, I'll just as we're talking, I just go like this, nonchalantly. I just go, yeah. But yeah, yeah.
Really
so here's,
chalantly.
yeah, here's the picture of Don and myself with Jen and Benny.
That's my favorite picture of all
That was
time.
after
From
the
Jen's
You poking
very,
out of the
very
side
nice
is so
birthday
funny.
That was a birthday present from Jen
Yeah.
to Tony.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that was the first charity event I did for Barbara C. Wilson. And you know what? Upcoming, I am actually doing another charity event this
Got it. Go
September
ahead. Yep.
for Barbara C. Wilson. And this is my favorite thing to do. It's a bingo. And I like to talk to people. I like to do the bingo. I like to pull people up and make up games and things like that. So, believe it or not, Nassau County gave me a liquor license. And this is
Oh
going to
my
be a
God.
BYOB. So, bring your own
Really?
beer and food.
Isn't that hard to get? No, I'm serious.
She's the mayor.
Well, true.
The mayor of
it'll
North
be at the
Merrick.
Merrick Clubhouse,
Wow.
and it's a bring your own beer. So like I'm bringing like a shrimp ring, I'm bringing like a cooler of beers.
Oh my goodness.
It's $10 for the first bingo board, $5 each additional. There'll also be a 50-50. We have raffles coming. We have, I've always got to get a couple sponsors. So we've got some business sponsors coming through. But right now I'm focusing on the August 12th situation. So after that, I'll start really running with this. But that, the Barbara C. Wilson one, that actually directly benefits my daughter's school. With last year's charity event, we were able to secure a petting zoo. Mr. Softy came by,
Oh, nice.
magic show, and we still had money left over. So, I'm just going to continue doing this for my daughter's school, and really, as you know, any disenfranchised
That's great.
charity.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, and I've mentioned it when you've been here other times, my daughter went to that school. So that's, I think that's wonderful what you're doing. And I will even mention last year, you did bingo for the SEPTA, Special Education PTA, that I used to be a president of.
Yeah.
Had nothing but, because of same thing. You had your girl on the roof doing her, checking up. I did the same thing. I asked a ton of my old friends over there in Wanta how it went. They all raved about it. They,
Oh, really?
They absolutely
They
loved
were
it.
so
I
great.
think what you're doing is great, but I'm disturbed by the fact that they gave you a liquor license. That's like giving a gas truck to a pyromaniac. What the?
They don't just give you, like, it's not just like, I'm Jen Snorteland, I'm here and I have a liquor license. You have to have the venue, and you have to have a map of the venue, and then you have to put in for it, and then you have to be Jen Snorteland. Like, that's how it
Oh,
happens.
so the license is
venue-
only good for that particular
Only
event?
good for that event at that time.
I didn't know it worked that way. Oh, okay.
I don't just have like, oh shit, Jen's here, break out the liquor.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I had no idea.
I am going to go to the town after this and ask if that could be the case, but no.
I have a gas truck.
Yeah, no, but
It matches.
I was super excited to get it, and I'm super excited we could do this. Wanta actually kind of showed me the ropes on it, and again, it goes with I've been working with the community for so long and with the kids that kind of you get at that level when you're with the community where it's like, it's Jen Snorteland. Like, what is she up to? She's gonna do something nice.
I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but that Wanta event, you beat out a drag bingo show.
It wasn't beating out. They had, obviously, some people had some issues with it. So if I ever come out with like a comedy Netflix special, it's going to be called Jen Snorteland, almost as good as a drag queen. Which is funny because drag queens are some of my best friends.
Yeah. And
Is
we've
that
had
right?
quite a few on our show.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
You
not
get
always,
those-
not necessarily drag queens.
Right, you
But
had
people
those
who-
Golden Girls on there,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Oh, I'm going to
Yeah,
go see
and-
him in 2 weeks.
And
at Via
Keith is
Roma.
not a drag queen. Keith is just a wonderful
He's
actor.
a performer, yeah.
Right,
He's a performer. He's a
kind of like
great
a Milton
actor.
Berle type thing, where he used to dress up as
Right.
women's
Oh,
outfits.
but he's so great as who's the character?
Keith Doherty, and he does the character of Bland. No, not Bland.
No.
Dorothy.
Yeah,
Is that
Golden
was the
Girls.
little old lady that?
No, the little old lady was someone else. Dorothy was like
Sophia
the
was
more mannish
the-
one who was
the,
like.
Oh,
the
Sophia
one-
Arthur.
the B.
Right,
Arthur.
B. Arthur.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Got it.
He's so amazing. They also do the Sopranos, like the Sopranos. They do hair, like
Peace.
scare scream. I don't
And,
know.
and
He
they're
does a
going to do
bunch
the
of
Hocus
parodies.
Pocus. They do that around October.
It's
Oh,
called.
okay.
It's got
Better
like a
than doing the
spin to
hokey
name.
pokey. It'll get yourself turned
the
around.
Hocus
heard
Pocus
that.
show.
But
The hokey
Keith
pokey and
Doherty-
turn yourself around.
he
yeah.
is so wonderful, and I name dropped him at Via Roma as he told me to do, and they are just taking care of me.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm
Nice.
just so excited to see him and take my daughter there.
Now, speaking of your show and guests, now Benny, I've told you this before. You're, in my opinion, like one of the godfathers of podcasts because I mean, you
Thank
were
you,
doing
yeah.
Don shows, you were doing back with cable access, you were doing the Gagoot show before everybody else was doing
Yeah,
podcasts.
because- right.
So he's got all sorts of experience. But was this a first for you, or have you done anything like that before?
Does it seem like it was a first for me?
No.
No?
No, that's not why I'm. No.
Just asking.
I-
Do I seem all right?
No, actually,
Your
you
opinion-
guys were great
Your
when I was
opinion
there.
matters to me, Tony. Like, what do you think?
No, you guys were great. In all seriousness, you guys were great when I was
so?
there last week. Absolutely.
Oh no,
That
it's
means-
good.
No,
we have
no,
a
where I
great-
was-
we have a great
Oh.
Yeah,
rapport.
but, no, where I was going, I just wanted to ask, like, how is it preparing? How is it, like, is it a lot of work? Do you find it
Yeah.
stressful?
Do I find Benny stressful? Yes. No, I actually really look forward to doing the show. Originally, when Benny put the show together, it was after we did put up, stand up, shut up. I always
Put up,
Put
shut
up,
up,
shut
stand
up,
up.
and stand up.
Yeah.
Just
And
say
then we-
Pasusu. It's
Then we
easier.
did a couple of open mics.
Yeah.
Actually, I was headlining some show in Queens, and I invited her on the
And
Okay.
Benny's very unique. Where like you meet Benny, and it's like I always knew Benny, right? And it's like
Yes.
yeah, and it's like, and I'll always know Benny, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Like he's Benny, and he's there, and I expect him to be there. So like when he's not, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But
Where's my Benny?
where's Benny?
I want my Benny.
Benny.
Where's my Benny?
So yeah, we do prepare for the shows. Benny gets a lot of the guests. We talk about it.
and Nancy. Nancy got the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nancy does the
okay.
marketing.
Nancy's
Nice.
gotten us
Yeah.
through all the years I've done it. Some of my best guests came from Nancy.
Absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
And she's the marketing genius. I haphazardly make flyers, which all 3 of the flyers are showing today. I made
Yeah. Mhm.
that is some Microsoft Word magic.
Oh, absolutely. And it's all of it is a lot of work. It really is.
Some Microsoft Word magic. So, it's a lot of preparing that way. We meet once in a while.
Yeah. So, and the show. See, this show is only twice a month.
Right.
It's the second week of the month and the fourth week of the month.
Yes, and he's
So-
gonna do one without me soon because I'll be.
Oh.
at
Because
Roma.
she's going to be at seeing the Golden Girls. So,
Have you announced who the?
not yet.
You haven't announced it yet.
I'm
Okay.
surprising her
Some
too.
slut.
Oh, you don't even know who it is?
Well, I have an idea.
I do remember you. What I think he said. I think his exact words were, "It's going to be a hot chick."
Yeah.
No, that was you guys.
Oh no, that was you.
You came up with that. But,
You're breaking my heart, guys. You're breaking my heart.
I'm just quoting the man.
So upsetting.
we'll see. Hopefully, it'll all come together. I don't want to tell you about it, and it doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
it should all come together. It'll be a lot of fun.
Well, we did a show without him, Claire and
And-
I.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had a
because they
show.
were talking about this major storm and flood that was going to happen in Massapequa. I live in Islip.
Right. Yep.
So I didn't want to drive, and we were having Bomba Claudia, another actor who dresses up as a woman.
Oh, okay.
everybody
Bomba
cancels.
Claudia, very funny. So Bomba did. So I said, we were going to cancel, and she's like, "Look, I don't live that far from here." Her and Claire went, and they did
nice.
They did a show showing you how to make all these great drinks because it was
St. Patrick's Day.
it was a St. Patrick's Day
It's just
show.
basically me and Claire getting sloshed off of Irish car bombs, and it
Making a
actually-
mess because Bobby has to clean it up. So
Bobby
what do
came
you
out and
care?
did one with us. He doesn't
Oh,
care.
nice.
Bobby is so cool.
Bobby's what a
Bobby's so
great
cool.
guy. Yeah,
He really is.
very nice.
But doing the show with Benny has been such a blessing. Originally, it was supposed to be a rotating co-host, and I was just the first one.
You just refused to leave.
No, actually, I was like, Benny, do whatever you want to do. Like, I love opportunities, so like whatever. And he's like, I don't know how it came about, but I think you and Bobby decided, like, no, she's staying.
Well, Bobby was telling me too.
Who
And
lost the bet?
everybody was saying, what?
Who lost the bet?
Like, somebody needs to shut her the fuck up. And
Well, that
was it.
happens. That, you know, I've had that with co.
He threw
I
a
used
spoon
to
at
have
me once.
Jeannie Powers as a co-host.
Yeah.
You knew.
Yeah.
And
And Nicole.
And Nicole. Jeannie was. We were on chairs. We were sharing a desk, and our chairs had wheels. And whenever we were going to a commercial break, Jeannie would just wheel me out of the way with it. And you're watching the Jeannie Powers show.
Yeah.
And she used to, you know.
Yeah, she used to kick your ass quite
She
often
used
on that show.
to bust up, but it was fun. I liked it.
would
Some
never do
people,
that.
Pat Marone was like, I don't like she's really rough with you.
Yeah.
It was like when Bud Abbott was slapping Lou Costello. It was
Right.
kinda
Right.
like that.
Then he's
Right.
like Franklin the Turtle, you know, like, hey, it's Franklin. Like, he's like, I would never do this to him. He's like a little. you
I
know,
remember when we did the Gugut show when we had it with Jeannie, and we brought the whole Knockem Dead comedy
They
troupe.
brought the whole Knockem Dead
And
crew,
we're
like
in
nine
the
people.
green room, and we were all there before Jeannie. She comes walking. So when you walked into that studio, basically the kitchen was on the left, the green room was on the right. And Jeannie walks in. She goes, "What the fuck is all this?" And we were like, "What the?" That was our introduction to Jeannie.
Well,
But
because
she was
usually
great. though.
we've had like one or two guests
Yeah.
here, and she walked in. And
We had like 8
you
of
had
us or
like 8 or
something.
9 people. I remember
if
I was arguing with Eric because I'm like, Eric's like, I'm bringing this one and
yes,
that
I
one.
forgot
and,
about that.
And I'm like, it's too many people. You don't need that many people. You're going to have, because
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be on the show because, as I mentioned, I had a procedure done, you know, medical procedure. I
Penis
was having a little
enlargement, you
trouble
can talk about
walking, peeing hurt, you know, it was
Right.
one of those. So, no, I didn't get a vasectomy, but so I wasn't going to be on the show. And so here I've got like stuff bothering me as it is. My body isn't agreeing with me. And Eric's like, oh, we got to bring this one and that. I'm like, that's too many friggin' people. So Tony calls me. And he's like, Betty, I see you. You're getting pissed off. You know. I said, you don't need that many people.
It's
but
quality,
whatever you
not
want to
quantity.
do. Whatever.
Quality.
So we had all, but
It actually went great. It
went great.
It was
It was
one
a
of the only
fun
times
show.
the whole troupe was
it was
interviewed
the whole
together. It
troop.
was great.
And then he was on 2 other times after that. He came on and
Did
he
our
was
game
trying
show.
out a new game show. And at that time, I had the Date Night Girls who have been on our Gagoot show, our
They're
Christmas
great.
show.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
love
we had-
them.
Of the game show, did you know that his Monday at the Meatball Place is sold out?
I did not know that.
I thought you just said that earlier. Well, if it's not and you can get tickets, you should go at the Meatball Place and
That's
get tickets.
this Monday. There
This
it is.
Monday.
This Monday, Knockem Dead Comedy at that Meatball Place. But we're not doing our game show. We're doing our mob-themed murder mystery.
Murder Mystery, Knockem Dead Comedy.
That's right. This Monday at that Meatball
My
Place.
name's Tony Walker.
If you
Come on down to the Meatball
hey,
Place.
come on down.
Knockem Dead Comedy.
If you can't get in Monday, if it is sold out, we'll be back there in November.
Absolutely.
That's right. So come on down the Meatball
To the
Place.
Meatball Place with Tony Walker.
Yeah, come on down. And also don't forget on the 12th.
Yeah, August 12th.
August 12th.
We have our show here at the Giggle Room. Go to govs.com and grab your tickets. if
Doors
they're still
open, I
there.
believe, at 5:30.
5 o'clock.
They
Showtime
open
at 7, it
5.
says.
Show at 7. There's that option to get that meal thing. Go crazy. We're really looking forward to seeing you, and Benny is going to kill it, so
Nice.
just be ready
A
for
lot of
that.
new material.
Lot of new
I
material.
got
Very
stuff to
nice.
talk
Yeah.
about that they wouldn't let me talk about here today because
Also,
I
if-
was upstaging.
Got the
everybody.
leash on you.
If you're not Andy and you actually care about your community and kids, there's those 2 charity events we have going on. We have the North Merrick Backpack Drive.
I
which
think
is
it's
very
pretty well documented. I
successful.
really don't give a fuck.
And-
So
Oh, it is, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I think so.
Why?
Is it
Me
like
and Andy
in
have so much
stone
in
somewhere?
common. And then we also have the bingo coming up in September. But August 12th, we'll see you guys, and maybe I'll see Tony before September to promote this bingo thing.
We can do that. And when
cool.
and
Oh,
when is
also August 12th, are you guys doing that green room? You're having 3 shows coming here at the same time. You know that, right?
what do you mean?
The patio's open.
Oh.
They're doing a show. There's a headliner in here, and then also our show.
Someone
It'd be the
who-
best bang for your buck
He's a
on that one.
YouTuber. He's like a YouTuber who's also a stand-up comic.
He's
I-
a YouTuber.
I don't know.
I don't remember off the top of my
Okay.
head who it is.
I don't even know hip hop, so don't expect me to know
Well,
YouTubers.
I have to
Yeah,
tell
I'm
you guys,
interested.
I have had so much fun here.
Yeah,
with-
I had
and
a
the
great time.
And the
Thank
show
you.
the show is every other. So when's the next one? It's every other Monday.
The 8th.
The
So
8th.
it's this coming Tuesday.
Excellent.
Jen and I with 2 of the people we mentioned that are going to be on our show on the 12th.
Okay.
Lou Pratz
Oh,
and
nice.
Mezzi Sarah.
Oh, that's
Yep.
great.
Will
That's
both be on with
that's
us.
a good
so
show.
it'll be a
So
lot of
see you
fun.
the 8th and the 12th. Thank you, Tony
And we
Walker.
did. Don and I have been talking about doing a green room that night. I don't know if it's definitely happening, but it's definitely in discussion.
I'll bring you
Oh, you're
wine
the
if you do it.
Well,
Just like last time.
yeah, which was very nice, by the way, and just like this, very nice. All right, we're out of here. Donversation. Speaking of Don
everybody.
Sill, Donversations tonight at 8:00. His guest is comedian Tom Kelly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Kelly's
Tom's a good
awesome.
guy. Yeah, at the
And
club.
thank you both for
Thank you
having
guys.
us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
guys.
Thank you guys.
Check out
Thank you.
the Gagoot Show. Monroe Martin, Mike Keegan, Terry McNeely, Rich Voss, Jay Black. Just some of the comedians you'll see on a governor's stage this weekend. So go to govs.com. Next weekend, go to McGuire's on the 11th. You'll see Richie Byrne at McGuire's, and then go to their show on the 12th. Don't forget, Knockem Dead Comedy has some dates at McGuire's and at the brokerage. So go to govs.com and go see some great comedy shows. Once again, Don is on tonight with Tom Kelly. And then I'll be back here on Monday with Chef Felix and Will Sharon. Thank you, pal.
Thank you, pal.
Thank you, pal. All right, guys. We'll enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you later. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
Have a great night or what?
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah. All right.